Thank you, Dr. Conrad, for your informative lecture. And now we move to next speaker, Dr. Mohamed Omar Elfarok, our active and an elegant lecturer. Please let us enjoy your lecture.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much for the kind invitation, Professor Nasser Saeed. I would like to summarize my lecture in just one sentence. And my sentence will be every vascular, yes, it will be 1 minute. Yeah, I can finish after that. Every vascular surgeon can start his artificial intelligence programming by today. You don't need to buy a computer. You don't need to have a high terabyte CPU. You don't have 20 gigabytes. All this is supplied free of charge by Google, and it's free access by today. So let me summarize over the next 8 minutes the AI and machine learning to vascular surgeon. By the way, I used to speak to Conrad. He is interested in artificial intelligence. He thinks that by year 249, the machine learning will solve the problem of death. With a huge mega data, he will know exactly what to do, when to prevent this. But luckily, me and him will not live to that day. But that day is predicted by artificial intelligence, so he can even solve death problem. For a religion point of view, I don't believe this is happening, but at least this is an information. So AI and machine learning for vascular surgeon. Now it's become mandatory in most universities in the United States, first year to study AI. I am involved in one of these universities, and by graduation from first to second year, you have been asked to get an AI project done. So I made a free course. If you scan this QR code, it will get you over the free course right away to all vascular surgeons. Just by having this QR code, you can log in, see the information, and you will get invitation for a free course about AI. I will go very quickly. This is my intention. I want that everyone to learn artificial intelligence. The computer language is called Python. Python is very near to basic English, and there is a book which learns Python in 1 day. So you can learn the computer language in 1 day. You do not need to buy a supercomputer. You go to Google Colab, which will give you the computer, the CPU, and all the Python programming. You don't need to install anything. You can actually do programming from your Android phone. Why it is important? Because I think it will revolutionize the way you think about diseases. So this is the intention of the course. I will go very quickly. The course is for 1 year. Usually you spend 2 hours per week, and by the end, you will get certification that you are AI specialist. Now we all are using ChatGPT, which is really fantastic. You can give a diagnosis to ChatGPT. It will give you the information, the background, what you do next to the patient. It can give you a summary of the progression of the disease. It's really amazing. And to know that it has been owned by Elon Musk, and just saving the data in Amazon Azure, you pay $3 million per day, just keeping this data. This ChatGPT is more intelligent than us. And this is the beginning, because the ChatGPT 4 is 10 times more powerful than ChatGPT 3. I'm not sure if you have used it for vascular indication, but it's amazing. It's really amazing. And this is due to artificial intelligence. So I will go very quickly. It's just one slide. I will spend some more time on it. You don't need to have a previous computer language. I used to be computer programming about 30 years ago with something called machine code. But now it is bloody easy. You don't need to run it for a long time. You don't need to buy a computer. You don't need to buy anything. You can actually do it by tonight. So you don't need a computer programming to do artificial intelligence. And I think these are the people who need to have it, both nurses, physician, medical history. And to learn an AI, it's very easy. Software, you don't need skills about it. You don't need even have a computer background. It is as simple as that. And this is the benefit of the course. Of course, now, you know, machine learning is now diagnosing chest X-ray in United Arab Emirates. It's not done by intervention radiologists. It's all done by AI because it's cheaper, it's 24/7, it is more accurate than a physician. It will come a stage that we'll have an AI in vascular medicine, angiogram will be more accurate than us. This is an important point to jump in. 2 hours per week, it's easy course. I will go very quickly because this is instruction of Professor Nasser Al-Saeed for you to have a nice supper. I've been asked to give a presentation about AI to American University in USA for first year medical student. I will be surprised when they graduated what the level they will reach. And you don't need to, this is the important page that I want to spend time on. Now this page is Google Colab. Anyone who have Gmail, if there was a pointer, it would be fantastic. So that's the pointer. So anyone with a Gmail will go for this application, Colab. Colab is an application that free of charge. It's a beautiful idea by Google. It said, well, you want to do AI programming? Okay, I will give you a computer. This is a computer. And this is not just a computer that is normal speed with CPU. No, there is something after CPU called GPU, which is gigabyte processing unit. It's actually terabyte processing unit. So when you get when you get a cancer patient and you put all the data in and you get a program, it can diagnose benign cancer. Can you believe how many lines I've done it? In 6 lines. Just 6 lines I can diagnose benign from malignant tumor. It is as easy as that. And this is the computer supplied, this is the RAM. It will give you a hard disk which around 20 gigabytes of hard disk, and the RAM is about 80 gigabytes of RAM, random access memory. This is called supercomputer. In the old days, I used to do machine code, wait for 3 weeks to get an answer. This is maximum now, I wait for 10 minutes, maximum. I give them data, for example, a very famous program where cancer, they collected information about 100,000 cancer patients. It's cancer.cvi. I imported the data and then manipulated with using computer language called Python. And inside Python, it's what's called library. So there is library to predict if are you accurate or not accurate. How you can assess the result. What is the best? It's a beauty. That is why the answer to my question of my dear colleague Assam Osman, how accurate are we? Well, in the chest CT scan, they are bloody accurate. They are more accurate than a consultant radiologist. So if you go to Google Lab, these are the section, which is totally free. You will have an account, and you will have a computer with RAM, and you can run the code. This is the codings that I have done, just as a page. And you can run the code, and if you have an error, in the old days, we used to have a computer called decompiler. Decompiler is a program that tells you when you are going wrong. Sorry. So now you don't need a decompiler. It will tell you if you have wrong coding and what is the wrong in your code, and you can correct it. So believe me, we can do artificial intelligence. It will affect our practice. It is as easy as speaking. It's not more difficult than that. I have a program for diagnosing cancer. I'm eager to get a program that will diagnose venous ulcer right away, but I need images because machine learning eat on data. If you don't get enough data, and data is a big problem because of the security reason and patient conflict of interest. So my message, as simple as that. You can do artificial intelligence as you speak, and you can do it by today, and you don't need to buy any new tools. And thank you very much.
You are the moderator, so thank you. You're still moderator.
So because of time, I think I will give the announcement, Professor Nasser Said. If you want to have discussion, just give me the order.
Yes, you can start the discussion first and any question?
Thank you for your informative lecture. My question is how we can use artificial intelligence in vascular surgery just to take opinions and to or to intervene.
Excellent question. I didn't want to go into detail with artificial intelligence, but to do an artificial intelligence program, there are 17 steps you need to go. Diagnose the problem, get the data, perform a module, and this module you test and manipulate, and you get your answer. And after getting your answer, you start to improve your module. So these are the steps. So let us say, for example, I want the machine learning to diagnose ulcer, cause, etiology, is it arterial or venous or combined or skin disease or whatever. You need to get a data, huge amount of data, and you get a diagnosis, and you make the machine to learn which data will give you this diagnosis. The more data you have, the better your accuracy. And then the machine learns from itself with the data. And these are the steps. What are the idea in my mind that AI can do to us? Well, it can diagnose a presentation to you, give you diagnosis right away. If you have patient with venous ulcer, with anemia, bleeding, and for example, and acute pancreatitis, what is the diagnosis? It will give you exactly within seconds. It search all the medicine and give you the final diagnosis within a second. This is a beauty. Secondly, you can do your own program to diagnose venous ulcer, diagnose venogram, diagnose angiogram with certain accuracy more than the human eye. It has been done. Now, diagnosis of cancer breast is done by AI. It is not done by radiologists. And can you believe it is more accurate than the expert radiologist? So that's why it's gone. Yes, my dear Dr. Isam, fire your question.
Your excitement is palpable. It's contagious. But I don't know what I'm getting excited about. I'm excited, but I don't know what I'm getting excited about. Okay, let me give you a scenario. You say it's simple. Yeah. Let's put it into play. So, Assam Osman is 58-year-old hypertensive smoking male of Sudanese origin. Okay?
Yeah.
Has a 5.8 centimeter infrarenal aortic aneurysm.
Yeah.
Okay? Is going to see Dr. Nasser for treatment, who is a consultant vascular surgeon of XX repute.
Yeah.
Can AI, if I put all this information in, predict accurately what my perioperative risk will be if I have open aneurysm repair or if I have EVAR?
Yes, absolutely right. It's been done by Siemens, and now they have already the software to be added to Siemens Zigo. They have put there, I think they have something like 80,000 angiogram with aneurysm intervention, and they put the complication rate. So the machine, when you feed him with this patient, DICOM loop, he will tell you he have a high risk of endoleak type 2A that is suitable to embolization by transvenous access. It will be as accurate as that. And there is a group now on Telegram which is dedicated artificial intelligence in aortic disease, mainly American University. And they have a program to detect rupture. And I told you the accuracy now is 90%. So when you put the DICOM loop to AI, it will tell you, well, from the data I know that we human could never know, because he have seen all the rupture, you know exactly what.
It's part of the answer. Maybe we can take this conversation offline later on. Thank you.
Okay.
If you have any program to measure the surface tension of the aorta, this is to predict which will going to rupture, which will still have some times to.
Absolutely.
This will help us, and I'm dead sure will save a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Because you can make all your cases an elective basis rather than
And
on
he will tell you
emergency.
as well, do the operation with Professor Nasser Saeed. He will direct you to which surgeon to do it in which hospital.
Doesn't
And
much care
private and
much.
governmental.
Okay, thank you very much.
Professor
Any more
Rashad.
questions? Yeah, okay.
So, Dr. Elena Goranova have in-depth knowledge about this subject of artificial intelligence. This is the topic of her PhD, so I'll leave it to her, but maybe she'll speak in French and I'll do the translation.
J'ai fait un travail plus de 3 années avec une prédiction de la rupture, du risque de rupture des anévrismes.
So she did a study about ruptured aneurysms.
More than 3 years. And I know today that, I know today that artificial intelligence is a tool to the experienced doctor, to the experienced surgeon. Yes, because today, in this moment, we esteem that dangerous aneurysm is more than 5 centimeters in diameter. But we can see some aneurysm who has 3 centimeters in diameter and they can rupture. So this analysis of artificial intelligence I used can predict is this aneurysm of 3 centimeter a risk of rupture or no, and can predict is another aneurysm of 6 centimeter or 7 can be rupture or no. Because we know that there is many aneurysm more than 6 centimeter larger that they never rupture. Yes. Thank you.
So if I add a little bit more, if you give all the data regarding aortic aneurysm, regarding the the age and the gender and the smoking status and hypertension and the configuration of the aneurysm and thrombosis, if we give all this data, the artificial intelligence can answer the question, what's the risk of rupture of the aneurysm, taking in consideration not only the size, but other factors.
Excellent, and I can ask her to join our program to teach all vascular surgeons in Egypt artificial intelligence. You are very much welcome, and to explain the steps of the AI.
No, so you can explain for us, do you have a special program for learning how the, for example, one like me, I even can't use the computer, so how I can start to be a breakthrough this artificial intelligence program to start with?
Yes,
you get my point.
Our university hospital for a period of 3 years, this software from...
Do you speak German, Dutch?
No, I speak French.
Because I can't understand French, but I can understand Dutch. Even both.
No, your English is excellent. Your English is excellent.
Yes.
Thank you. So we buy this software from a guy from Finland for 3 years. His name is Gasser.
Well, we
Gasser,
can.
Gasser.
No, I mean you have
He's mathematician
a
and
program
engineer.
for your doctor teaching them how can you get breakthroughs this field in your centers or...
He's asking, do you have a program to teach doctors how to use artificial intelligence?
No, for this moment I don't have.
No. So you are
we can
exactly like
elaborate.
us, in the same level.
We can elaborate. Go on.
Thank you.
The last question, please, to Dr. Okay, Dr. Omar, despite we use the artificial intelligence and a complication that might happen, who will be accused by the end and who will go to the court? At regard, if we use the artificial intelligence and there is complication that might happen during the treatment, whom will be accused?
Yes, you probably didn't go to ChatGPT, but if you go to ChatGPT, on the first page it will tell you this information is being gathered by data until 30 December 2021. Secondly, this data is advisable for your practice. So there is no medical legal issue to use an AI to help your patient. There isn't a problem. And believe me, because I have done some AI program, it is, I wouldn't say never wrong, but if it was wrong, it will be on the basic of neural network designed in it, not due to anything else. And now we as human, we are facing something more intelligent than us, which is ChatGPT 3. Have a conversation with it tonight. It's amazing. And this is pure AI, actually not a sophisticated AI program, but the amount of data that feeds on it is unbelievable. And I've told you, they pay $3 million just keeping this data alive by Amazon Azure. So I wouldn't say they are never wrong, but I would say 99.999, about 10 times, they are right. Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Dr. Mohammed. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you all. So I just would like to make sure all of you will start tomorrow.